You know that feeling when your alarm goes off and you immediately start doing the math? Okay, I went to bed at 1 a.m. It's now 6:30. That's 5.5 hours. Great. I'm gonna feel like garbage all day. And then you spend your entire morning dragging yourself around, convinced you're doomed because you didn't hit that magical 8-hour mark. But here's the thing. That story you're telling yourself, it's actually making everything worse. There's this fascinating phenomenon in sleep psychology called sleep placebo or orthosomnia. Basically, when you believe you slept poorly, you perform worse, regardless of how you actually slept. Researchers did this wild study where they told people completely false information about their sleep quality. Those who were told they slept great performed better on cognitive tests, even when they hadn't. Your brain is literally listening to the narrative you're feeding it. So, first rule, stop catastrophizing the moment you wake up. I know you want to calculate those hours, but you're basically programming your brain to feel exhausted. Instead, try this. When you open your eyes, before you do anything else, think, I'm giving my body what it needs today. Not a lie, not toxic positivity, just neutral acceptance. Now, let's talk about what actually happens when you don't get 8 hours. Yes, sleep is crucial. I'm not going to pretend it isn't. But sleep works in cycles of about 90 minutes. And waking up at the end of a cycle, even after 6 hours, can actually feel better than waking up mid-cycle after 8 hours. Ever notice how sometimes 5 hours feels okay, but 7 hours feels awful? That's why. Here's where it gets practical. The moment you wake up, get light in your eyes. I mean it. Sunlight, bright light, whatever you can get. This isn't just feel-good advice. Light is the most powerful regulator of your circadian rhythm. It suppresses melatonin and triggers cortisol, which naturally wakes you up. Even 2 minutes looking out a window does more than scrolling your phone in bed for 20 minutes. Next, move your body. I don't mean drag yourself to the gym, I mean literally just move. Do 10 jumping jacks, shake out your arms, dance stupidly for one song. Movement increases blood flow and oxygen to your brain. It's like telling your nervous system, hey, we're doing daytime things now. And here's the psychological trick nobody talks about. Give yourself a win immediately. Make your bed, drink a full glass of water, something small that you complete. Why? Because your brain on limited sleep is already looking for evidence that today is going to suck. When you give it a tiny accomplishment instead, you interrupt that pattern. It's called behavioral activation in psychology. Action creates motivation, not the other way around. Caffeine, let's address it. You're going to want it, and that's fine, but here's the key. Wait 90 minutes after waking if you can. Your cortisol is naturally peaking in that first hour anyway. If you caffeinate during that peak, you're borrowing energy from later in the day. But if you wait, you're working with your biology, not against it. Throughout your day, use the energy banking strategy. You didn't get a full night's rest, so you're working with limited resources. That means being intentional. Do your hardest cognitive work in your first few hours. Batch similar tasks together. And here's the big one. Give yourself permission to be 70%. Perfectionism on low sleep is just self-torture. The afternoon slump is going to hit harder, so plan for it. A 10 to 20-minute nap, not longer, can work wonders. If you can't nap, try non-sleep deep rest. Just lying down with your eyes closed for 10 minutes legitimately helps your brain clear metabolic waste. And let's talk about the next night, because here's where people really mess up. They think, I barely slept last night, so I'll go to bed super early tonight. Then they lie there anxious and wide awake because their sleep pressure isn't built up yet. Instead, stay up close to your normal time. You'll sleep deeper and wake more refreshed. The bigger picture? One night of less sleep isn't the disaster we make it out to be. Our ancestors didn't have 8-hour nights every single night. Your body has mechanisms to cope. What it doesn't have mechanisms for is the anxiety and stress we pile on top. So, tonight, when you're lying in bed at midnight knowing you have to wake up at 6, take a breath. Tell yourself, tomorrow I'll work with what I've got. Because the truth is, you're more resilient than you think.